The Cleveland Browns sideline erupted on Sunday, and this wasn't a routine dust-up or a heat-of-the-moment bark. It was a full-scale public unraveling, a veteran wide receiver melting down on national TV and going at his 22-year-old rookie quarterback as 70,000 people watched in the stadium and millions more at home. Jeudy, billed as a #1 option he hasn't earned, jumped in Shedeur Sanders' face over one missed throw. Meanwhile, he's been one of the biggest reasons this offense keeps stalling. And let's be blunt, Jeudy has zero standing to call out anyone, least of all the kid trying to stabilize a season held together with duct tape. This is not leadership, it's irony so thick you could butter bread with it. Jeudy leads the entire league in drops with 9. That's 9 catchable balls, 9 drives left on the turf. He has 32 catches for 395 yards and 1 touchdown all year. That's fringe role production, not alpha receiver output. Yet he chose Sunday to posture like he's carried the franchise on his back. The footage is damning. Jeudy storms up while Sanders is on the tablet studying the last series, doing what quarterbacks are supposed to do, jabbing a finger, barking in his face. Multiple linemen have to physically peel Jeudy away before it turns into something uglier. That's not a teachable moment. That's a veteran losing control. And it lands even worse when you remember his season. Concentration lapses, minimal separation, empty box scores, and a highlight reel more notable for miscues than impact. Denver telegraphed this years ago. First rounders get endless rope because teams hate admitting mistakes. The Broncos still couldn't wait to move on. They'd seen the whole picture. The promise, the inconsistency, the attitude. They shipped him and never looked back. Cleveland picked up the tab and is now stuck with the same problems. A receiver who hasn't matched his pedigree and doesn't recognize it. This isn't college. The Biletnikoff plaque doesn't win slants on Sunday. Jeudy's Alabama glory days don't help when he's clanking throws, fumbling after showboating, and disappearing in the red zone. 1 touchdown through 12 games isn't just disappointing, it's a neon sign that says, not trusted when it matters. What makes Sunday so galling is the contrast in composure. Sanders sat, processed, and kept his cool. He could have fired back. He'd have ammo. He didn't. He let the big men step in, went back to work, and later took the blame publicly for the miss. That's what leaders do. Own it, fix it, move on. Jeudy, no such accountability. No, that one's on me. No, I've got to be better for my guy. Just performative fury from a player who hasn't earned the microphone. Let's talk hierarchy. On how many contenders is Jerry Jeudy a true WR1? Miami with Tyreek/Waddle? No. Philly with AJ/Devonta? No. Cincy with Chase/Higgins? No. Dallas with CeeDee, Detroit with Amon-Ra, San Francisco with Debo, Ayuk, Baltimore with Zay, Seattle with DKJSN, Washington with McLaurin. The answer is the same, not close. In most rooms, he's a WR3 slot with some wiggle, not a tone-setting premier option. Cleveland calls him a 1 because the depth chart says so, not because the tape does. Meanwhile, even Cleveland's tight ends have been more reliable in money moments. That's not an insult, it's an indictment. Your top receiver shouldn't be trailing the chain mover in trust. Veterans around the league have noticed. Steve Smith Sr., never shy about standards, called this years ago mental makeup, consistency, tier 3 traits. He took heat then, but the receipts keep piling up. This isn't about talent. Jeudy has it. It's about reliability, toughness, and the ability to deliver when everything speeds up and gets mean. The NFL punishes almost great more ruthlessly than any sport. And spare us the he's just passionate defense. Passion without production is theater. Passion without accountability is poison. If you want to bark, you better ball. Randy Moss could act out because he was the sun in every galaxy. Terrell Owens could rant because he still dominated your best corner. 9 drops, 3-2-39, 5-1 is not a platform to dress down a rookie. Consider the damage this does to a young quarterback. Sanders is already juggling the fire hose, NFL speed, exotic rotations, protection checks, timing windows, media scrutiny, Cleveland's generational quarterback baggage. Now add a veteran publicly undermining him. That's the kind of noise that derails development. You cannot ask a 22-year-old to build timing with a guy who melts down on camera and leads the league in drops. This is where the organization has to choose a side: performance and accountability, or ego and noise. If the Browns truly believe Sanders is the future, the message has to be airtight. You don't get to dress down the franchise quarterback on live TV when you're part of the problem. You don't get the perks of WR1 without the proof. You certainly don't get to fracture the huddle while the kid is learning to drive. The fix isn't complicated. Bench Jeudy, cut his snaps. If the attitude persists, cut ties. Addition by subtraction is real, especially in rooms where young quarterbacks are trying to grow. Give those reps to hungry receivers who catch the ball, run the route as drawn, and sprint back to the huddle. Reward professionalism. Starve the circus. And no, this isn't scapegoating, it's pattern recognition. The drops, the fumble on a celebration miscue, the lack of explosive plays, 12-ish yards per catch with minimal YAC, the evaporating trust in the red zone, the inability to elevate the offense when it sputters, then the sideline blow-up aimed at the one guy who can't clap back. That's not one bad day, that's a resume. Watch how the locker room reacted. Linemen don't intervene lightly. They live to protect the quarterback. When they step in immediately, that's a culture tell. They've decided what's acceptable and what isn't. They'll chew on a quarterback in the film room, they'll correct him in meetings, but on the bench, on TV, in the middle of a game with a receiver who hasn't delivered, not on their watch. Cleveland has seen this movie too many times: promising young passer, chaotic ecosystem, veterans angling for targets instead of wins, public drama, confidence erosion, reset button, break the loop, protect the investment, clear the air. If Jeudy wants to rebuild trust, it starts with quiet weeks of clean practices, sure hands on Sundays, and a mic-free commitment to doing the little things every rep. If he can't or won't move on, if the fan base gets it, they're not fooled by volume on the sideline or quotes at the podium. They see the third down drops, the drive-killing mistakes, the body language. They also see the rookie owning errors and grinding. That's why the tide has turned so hard online. People can stomach youth mistakes, they won't stomach hypocrisy. And to be fair to Sanders, he's not perfect. He missed the throw that lit the fuse. He'll miss others. He'll take sacks he shouldn't. Misread a robber, float a dig, that's how it goes. The question isn't whether he'll err, it's whether the environment helps him correct fast. That means receivers who secure the routine, veterans who coach in the headset, not on TMZ, and a staff willing to sit anyone who won't get on code. Here's the standard, stripped of drama. If you lead the league in drops, you don't lead the huddle with your finger in a quarterback's face. If you're a rookie quarterback, you keep owning your misses, keep learning, keep stacking good decisions, and let your play do the talking. If you're the organization, you protect the process. Reps for reliability, snaps for accountability, zero tolerance for public sabotage. Jeudy's path back exists. He can take it, but it starts with reality. You're not WR1 because someone typed it on a depth chart. You're WR1 because 3rd and 7 finds you, the ball sticks, the chains move, and the headset says again. You're WR1 because red zone fades look easy and safeties shade your way on 1st down. Until then, you're competing like everyone else. Cleveland finally has a quarterback worth building around. Don't let a sideline spectacle become the headline that stunts him. Set the tone now. Performance over persona. Team over theatrics. If that means Jerry Jeudy sits, so be it. If that means he's moved, so be it. But it absolutely must mean that Shedeur Sanders gets a clean runway to grow with people around him who make his job easier, not louder. What say you? Does a receiver leading the league in drops have any right to dress down his rookie QB on live TV? Should the Browns bench him, cut him, or give one last clearly defined chance? Drop your take below. If you want straight, no spin Browns breakdowns, good, bad, and chaotic, smash that like, hit subscribe, and ring the bell. Accountability isn't optional in Cleveland anymore.